evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Nikymus, and I welcome you to the channel of Truth, Enlightenment, Freedom, and the channel of Breaking Empath Free. If it's your first time here and narcissism resonates with you, I encourage you to join us, like our page, share the page with your friends, and subscribe. And for those that have always been with me, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Let me talk to the awakened empaths in this video. There is two things that are required from you, from the awakened empath. Number one, you are required at all costs to protect your energy. At all costs. There's no excuse about that. If you want to have a good life, you want to live well, you want to be protected from all sorts of negative forces and influences, it is mandatory for you to protect your energy. And number two, it is very important for you to raise a vibration. Now, last year I did a video about raising a vibration. That video, for the most of you who are not on my channel, you could have missed out on that video. I may put a link down in the description below on the methods you may want to use for you to protect your vibration. Now, protecting your vibration is a very important thing what you have to do, especially for the people who have awakened. Because for the most of you who have awakened, like I've always mentioned, you have not awakened for nothing. There's a very specific reason as to why, of all people around the world, God has chosen you to awaken from whichever situation it has been. But on my page, I usually talk about narcissism. So you have awakened for a very specific reason. You are going to move towards a new version of yourself, and you're going to experience the new version of you. But on that journey, it isn't going to be a smooth journey. You are a chosen one, so it is not going to be a smooth journey. That's why on that journey, we are supposed to equip you. I am supposed to equip you, and some other people around the world. We equip you with the knowledge, the tools you need for you to walk that journey with success. In this video, there is something what I'm going to explain to you, and I'm going to require you guys to give me your ears, to lend me your ears and listen very attentively on the things I'm going to say in this video. Number one, I'm going to talk about Narc demons. They are going to try. They will try. Those individuals, like I've said, people, you are awakened, you are a target. So most of the cases when you're awakened, they want to do their best. They will try to come in. They will try to come in. They will try to manipulate you. They will try to come in and steal your blessing. It is your important obligation and mandatory for you to protect your blessing at whatever cost. Like I've said, guys, awakening from abuse, it is a blessing in itself. So I'm going to give you 3 examples that I've met on my way and how I've seen Narc demons actually act out. And all of a sudden, there's a friend I used to have. That friend is overseas. So we used to have some few conversations on the phone. Those are the days after my awakening. We used to have a few conversations here and there. We talk a little bit and this and that. On one particular conversation, my friend started acting out. There was no reason as to what happened. We had the beginning, nice beginning of the conversation, and after like 3 or 4 minutes later on in the conversation, my friend started acting out, shouting and swearing and doing this, and all of a sudden, then they cut the phone, just like that. They cut the phone out of the blue. Now, 2 days later, now I wouldn't really get it what was happening. Like I've said, in my awakening journey, I was still evolving. So I was still learning things and getting to add the puzzles together. So I was still evolving. I could not know what was happening in that time. But 2 days later, that friend of mine called me again. And I asked her, why did you actually cut the phone from last time? Why did you cut? We were talking. I mean, we had a nice conversation. Everything was okay. Why did you cut off the phone eventually? Why did you cut off the phone? What my friend told me that she did not actually cut off the phone. She actually denied the fact that she had actually cut the phone. I said, you cut the phone? She said, no, I didn't cut the phone. You cut the phone? No, I didn't cut the phone. And that's when I knew that I was dealing with something much more spiritual. That actually my friend didn't even know. Like I've said, guys, in my videos, I've always said, these individuals, they are just the vessels. The nurses, they are just the vessels. That's why for me, when I found out about that, these individuals, they're just vessels, and they've got a bigger, much more bigger influence behind them, behind their actions or whatever. That is when I let it go. I just let it go because I knew this was out of anybody's control. My friend in front of me denied that she had actually cut the phone. On top of that, there were so many times we had the conversation, and I was trying to understand what it was, what exactly was going on with this individual, because I would see sometime we're having a conversation online, sometime on a video, on camera, and I would see her rolling her eyes in a certain way. There was a very weird way she was rolling her eyes. You know what I mean? It was actually weird for me because I would not understand what exactly is going on. We're talking on the phone, and I would see eyes all of a sudden starting to roll in different directions. You know what I mean? That incident of cutting the phone actually confirmed to me that actually I was dealing with an demon. That is when I knew this person was a narcissist, eventually. The second incident I'll talk about, I was standing somewhere on the bridge with my friend as well. We were just having a conversation next to the bridge. That my friend is not awakened, he's still in the matrix and very deep asleep. So sometimes I'm talking with him, trying to wake him up, trying to tell him a few things, but he's still not getting it, but I hope one day he will be there, he will get there. Excuse me. All of a sudden, there was these two young girls. They were passing the opposite side of the bridge. One of the girls, when they reached in our area where we're standing, on the opposite side, one of the girls looked at our direction and started swearing and started throwing her hands in the air and starting saying all sorts of words. All of a sudden, just like that. As they were walking, the girl was screaming and shouting and swearing, shouting, screaming all kinds of swear words. And eventually, they left the vicinity. My friend was asking me what was going on with these people. What exactly was that all about? I told my friend that actually I could not explain to him exactly what I knew, but I just told him, you just have to ignore that situation. But I think I understand what was going on. The third incident, I have had situations whereby I had to confront people with the truth. And because usually the truth, when you're a person who is awakened and you are actually on a very, very high vibration, sometimes the truth is going to taste very, very bitter to some individuals. So some people will not take the truth very lightly, and it is going to trigger them in some kind of a way. I've seen that in my family. I've sometimes said things that are actually true, very, very true for that matter, but because the truth would always trigger some individuals, and those individuals reacted in a very, very bad and sadistic way. So one of the things you're going to meet people along the way, one of the things you're going to find along your journey, especially I'm talking about the awakened empaths, you are going to meet a lot of these Narc demons everywhere. The frequency, when you raise your vibration, you start vibrating on a very, very high frequency. And many people actually who are on a very low frequency, you are going to start triggering people. You will trigger people even sometimes you don't know it, because this happens on spiritual level. When you're on a very high frequency, some people cannot handle your light. Especially most of those Narc demons, most of them they want to get into a relationship with you, they want to take you out on a date and this and that. But at the end of the day, people, within 2 days, you may not see it at the you may not see it in the beginning, but in a couple of 2-3 days, maybe sometime 1 week down the road, you're going to start seeing them acting out all of a sudden. When you're on a very high frequency, you are seeing things on in a bird's eye view. You have got a bird's eye view of all the events around you. It's like you are somewhere up there and you're watching everything around you. You can see everything in clear light, in broad daylight. You can see anything and you can make sense of everything that is happening around you. That is because you are on a very high frequency, and most of the things that are on a low frequency, when you see them, you identify this thing is not from when you see these things happening, especially the people acting out around you, you will know where they're coming from and you will know the influence behind them. So you will know exactly what is happening in front of you. The awakened empaths, it is very important. You are supposed to know. You are supposed to protect at all costs. I've always mentioned it in my videos. You cannot take this for granted. You are supposed to protect your energy, number one. And number two, it is your work, it is your obligation to raise your vibration. You are supposed to raise your vibration. When you start to know how to do these things, because if you awake, I'll tell you something, when you awaken and you stay on the same frequency that you was before, you stay doing the same things you was doing before, the same people you was with before, the same lifestyle you was before, there's a very big chance, people, you're going to go back to sleep. there is a very big chance you're going to go back to sleep, and nobody knows, God knows, when will be your next awakening. Because there's a very big chance, if you don't work on yourself to raise your vibration and to protect your energy, there's a very big chance you can be caught off guard. You can go back to sleep. But when you raise your vibration and you stay on a very high frequency, you are going to start ascending. You will be ascending to become the person you want to be, and that is the secret. So most of the times, it is one of the things you are going to see in front of you. You are going to see these demons acting out in front of you for no apparent reason. They will just, sometimes they will meet you because your light. When you're on high vibration, people, I can guarantee you, even sometimes people is very uncomfortable sitting next to you. They are very uncomfortable because your light disturbs them demons. You might all of a sudden go in a certain place, a certain restaurant or something like that. You sit down somewhere and all of a sudden you will see people looking at you in a strange way. These things will be happening subconsciously. Most of them, they don't know what they are doing, but because you are on that level whereby you can see actually all the surroundings, all these other things happening around you. You see all of a sudden people starting to move to a certain direction. They're starting to say something they're not supposed to say. They start to move away from where you're sitting because your light is actually disturbing most of these demons. It is only the people at your frequency, they will be able to resonate with you. They'll be able to even sometimes make a conversation with you, become your friends. Because at that level, what I'm trying to say in this video, at that level, you are only attracting the people in your frequency. You have stopped attracting. Some of the times you find that the more you ascend, and go higher in your ascension journey, you will start to attract only the people who are in your vibration, who are in your frequency. They are the people who are going to be able to actually establish a friendship or whatever, a relationship, or sometimes even can be um, whatever it is they want to do with you. You are going to find the people in your vibration. They are the ones who are going to actually resonate with your energy. The people who are on a low frequency, most of them, you are going to see them acting out. So for the most of you, if you find yourself somewhere, if you find yourself on this ascension journey, you have awakened at some point and then you've started working on yourself, the detoxing, doing yourself maybe some yoga, you're doing a lot of exercise, you're doing something, you're going to start actually attracting everything that resonates with your energy, everything in your frequency. It is going to be almost unbelievable. Anytime you meet somebody on a very low frequency, people, it is almost going to be too good to be true. You are going to see people acting up in front of you. You will not even know what has just happened. You will not even believe it. You will see people doing those things they've never done before, saying those things they've never said before. The very moment they get in your energy, they come close to your energy, they're going to start acting out. And that is when you're going to know people you're dealing actually with Narc demons. These are just Narc demons around there. They are just like, it is like a network of these demons around. They will see because they know they can detect that light. They can detect that light, and most of the cases they want to come in and manipulate you and bring you down. They want to bring down your life. So some of them they're going to try. But I can guarantee you people, most of these individuals, they don't even know what is the influence behind them. They don't know what is happening. They will just be doing things on subconscious level. They will not know why they have said some things to you, why they have done some things to you, why they have behaved the way they behaved when they were with you. They will not know what just happened. But you, as an awakened empath, as an awakened individual, you will know the influence behind those actions. And you will know exactly how to protect yourself and how to actually find alternative ways and alternative routes away from these individuals. So guys, that being said, in my video, I just wanted to let you know that there is a lot of Narc demons in the vicinity. For an awakened empath, you're going to see them. When you're a person who has been working on yourself, you know how to protect yourself, you know how to, you have done all these things I've been mentioning here. You are going to see these individuals. When you ever see somebody, all of a sudden they just insult you in some kind of way, they just provoke you in some kind of a way, they are very, 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 very disturbed by you. Even sometimes it can be your workplace. And all of a sudden you see your workmates. They're pointing the fingers at you. Maybe something has broken down at the workplace. They are just pointing the finger at you. Your supervisor is in your case. Your boss is on your case. Everybody's in your case. You have got to know there is people who are being disturbed by your energy. Your energy is on a very high frequency and it is disturbing these demons. Whenever they're in your presence, they are very uncomfortable. And again, it does not matter. It can even be your own family. Your own family. I've heard about things before. There's sometimes when I heard about my family telling me that actually I need to go for a there's something wrong with my head. I need to go for a checkup or something like that. I've heard about those kind of things before, My own family. They were telling me, oh, there's something wrong with you. You need to go for help and seek professional help. Now, these are people who need help. And for me, it was like a gaslighting situation whereby they are telling me now I'm the one who needs to go and get help, forgetting that the ones who need help, even sometimes I was even helping them in the first place. So for me, when I awakened, I started to take life a bit more seriously. And for me, it does not matter if a person was in my family, was my uncle, was my relative, was my best friend before, or something like that. Anytime when I realized that actually that person no longer resonated with my energy, for me it was time to cut them off. And unapologetically, because I reached a point whereby I knew I had already messed up so many years in my life with all these kind of Narc demons around me. But at this moment of the awakening, it was time for me to make things right and to get back myself in the right energy and to attract the things that are meant for me. So that is some of the things you're going to notice and you're going to experience as an awakened empath. You're going to experience all these demons acting out in front of you. You will not say nothing. You don't have to move a finger. Just by you being in their presence. They may fool you once, they may fool you the second day, the third day, but in a week or two, or even sometime a couple of days, you're going to see them starting to act out. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're going to act out. That is because your energy disturbs their demons. When you're on a very high frequency, people, like I've said, you're only attracting the good things. Most of the cases, you're attracting good. The bad things are going to try to come in because they want to feed off that energy. They're attracted to that energy and they want to come in and feed off your energy. But in the very short time, people, I can guarantee you, if a person was worked on yourself, you're on a very high vibration, you're going to see them acting out. They will say to you things you've never heard before. They will do things, they'll provoke you, they'll insult you, they will even sometimes will try to incriminate you. They try to say you've done this, they'll try to even sometimes to put you in trouble because your energy is disturbing their demons. And guys, that being said, much love and blessings. I would like to know in your comment section below if a person has been on a high vibration and sometimes you've seen people acting out. I want to know what has been your experience as well. Other than that, people, much love and blessings. And Desmo signing out. Bless.